some should consider a place that's open till 4. Lights go down and you're ready for the open road. Maybe there's a chance for sure. Never really knowing if you'll be on the other side when it's time to come home. Realize that I'm gonna be the one who takes your hand while we're walking through the avenue. Lord, I'm your man, I wanna take you. Lord, I'm your man, who's gonna make you? Then you're so far away from here to be on your own. And then you're so far away from here to be all alone. Never had a reason or a will to deceive you, girl. Maybe there's a chance for sure. Never really knowing if you'll be on the other side when it's time to come home. Realize that I'm gonna be the one who takes your hand while we're walking.
I'd made the comment earlier about getting stupid and being somebody, so we're repping stupid tonight, SD. I'm usually repping Los Angeles, but we're repping SD. And I wish I had a Hodad's hat. Hey, Kyle McDonald, if you're out there, man, send me one of them Hodad's hats, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hodad's is. Have you ever been to San Diego?
No.
Down on Newport Avenue, that's Ocean Beach. It's probably one of my favorite places on the planet, if not my favorite place. You're going right down Newport towards the Pacific Ocean. Mm-hmm. And it's just lined with little shops, bars, great restaurants. But Hodad's is a little burger joint.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude, it'll be lined up around the block. Like, it's just got a window in front. Really, I mean, it's kind of like, it's not like In and Out. It's like, it's an original. There's no other Hodad's.
Yeah.
But Kyle McDonald from Stupid, he has a Hodad's hat that he wears on stage sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it's worth standing in line. But yeah, you could see the ocean, as you're walking down Newport, and they got like little, like oh God, fish tacos, dude.
I like a good fish taco.
Oh man, yeah, down at the end, the South Beach Bar and Grill. I'll plug that place. It's like a 2-story. It's right at the end of Newport Avenue, so you're looking down on the beach. They got a big pier that goes out. So, dude, San Diego, dude, you don't have like a bad day.
Yeah.
In San Diego, I mean. Cold day is like in the 60s, maybe a little marine layer in the morning or whatever,
That's shorts weather here.
Oh God, it's awesome. And then you go out and you walk and you head south and you get out on what they call the Sunset Cliffs.
Yeah.
And great place to watch the sunset, man. It's awesome. And there's all these like bungalows and shit out there and just people all over the place. It's a cool spot, man. I wish I had an opportunity to go play baseball there when I was in college. We used to go play down there on spring break. It was always fun. And I should have gone.
Yeah.
But oh well, what do you do?
Yeah.
Can't Monday morning quarterback it when you're fucking almost 50 years old.
No, you can't.
No, can't change it. But anyway. And by the way, YouTube, I do have permission from Slightly Stupid to use their music. So don't give me the goddamn copyright thing, I'll send you the email from their management that says I can use their songs. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. It's been a real fun day, It was warm, it was windy, then it got cold.
Yeah.
Shitty. I spent most of the day working on a motorcycle, which was all right, I guess. It's running.
Is it?
Yeah. But by the time I was done, it's too late to go out and do anything. Anyway, of course, it never fails. That thing does that within minutes of starting to show up. That thing, I don't know why it does that. Stupid camera. Anyway, shout out to all y'all out there. K-Pook, what's up down there with hanging out with Alex and Kamal Hope you guys are enjoying your time down in Arizona. I don't know. The list is too long. Anyway, I sent all you guys out different invitations and copies of the show and this and that last night. We're kind of trying to go after it here. So if you like what you've seen, it means the world to just get that thumbs up. And if you subscribe, there's no obligation.
Right.
Nothing expected. No money. Nothing like that. You know, I'm out there on Spotify, Anchor.fm, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Got a couple different platforms that I'm going to try and get on. Everything's been coming out on Rumble too. We're on Twatter. Twatter and yeah, and should be coming out on Instagram. I'm gonna start putting it on LinkedIn as well. So I'm gonna try and hit every platform that I can. So any of y'all out there that like this thing, like listening to me babble, and looking at this sexy motherfucker over here, you know, hit the like button, subscribe. It doesn't cost you nothing. It ain't gonna hurt you, you know. We don't bite much. Anyhow, where are we going to take off here today? What's been going on with you, man?
Not much, man.
Yeah.
You know, not since
just waiting on that background check.
Waiting on that background check.
Oh man, gotta love the life of being an ex-con. Huh?
Yeah.
I you know, maybe that's something we can talk about a little bit. You know, just the fact that you do your time and everything, and you get through it, and you never get your life back. You know.
Yeah, you're always.
Yeah, don't ever get taken away, and I don't understand that. You know, I mean, you get a library book fine, you pay your library book fine, and that's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, most things in life, you take care of it, and it's a done deal, but not the criminal justice system, and I wonder why that is.
Because it's big business.
Well, I think that's part of it, and I think that the system's designed to keep you in it.
Sure.
And they don't want you to have options. They want you to go out and violate or reoffend and go right back in there, because you're right, they do make money off of it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that Keebler elf Jeff Sessions. That you know, I mean, that dude in his portfolio, his investment portfolio, he was invested in CCA. And
that's the private.
Yeah, and that's who does a lot of the transport for the federal system. I think they do a lot for the state too. But then they have their own joints.
Yeah.
You know, they're a prison for profit. And that's messed up. I mean, land of the free, home of the brave, but we have the highest per capita incarceration rate of any country in the world, even more so than in Russia.
Huh.
And China. Now, I don't know, though. China could be, I mean, those numbers, nobody really knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
I mean, they got all those camps supposedly out in Western China where they're, I think they're calling them re-education camps. And they're putting the Uyghurs in there to re-educate them because they're Muslim.
Oh.
And so they're out there in the western part of China. Well, that's the way that's their transport line on land, you know, to get to Europe.
Sure.
And to, you know, Western Asia, you know, your Afghanistans and Iran and all that. So these people out there, they're kind of like, I mean, I'm not going to say they're the equivalent, but they're almost like the people of the Donbass in Ukraine down in the southeastern part that are Russian Orthodox, speak Russian, and they're getting persecuted down there. Well, China's doing the same thing, and they've got these camps out there. I don't know. I've seen pictures of what they say are the camps. Now, nobody really knows. But they supposedly they take these people and they lock them in there, and they're basically stripping them of their religion and, you know, making them basically they're
just programming them.
Basically praise and pledge, you know, allegiance to the CCP, ICPP, the Communist Chinese People's Party, whatever it is.
Yeah, what is it?
I don't know, communist China, big red China.
Yeah. Why did red get associated with communism?
I think it came from the initial Soviet flag,
Yeah.
because wasn't it red and yellow with the hammer and sickle
Yeah, something like that.
that was supposed to represent the worker? But the funny thing that happens with communism is there always has to be somebody has got to administer it, right? Like
Yeah.
somebody's got to be in charge of distribution of, food, goods, clothing. And then when you try and, you've got a populace and everybody gets the same thing. I mean, that's got to be kind of weird. I mean, how you go into a country that's already in existence, and then, I mean, I don't understand how that would work. You go in and just level houses and shit, but what happens is corruption. I would say the state probably goes in and the bigwigs take the nice houses and homes, and then you get to go move into Crystal
Cabinet.
Cove. Yeah, have you seen some of the places where some of those people are living over there?
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy, man. I mean, there's some of those places where people are literally living in it's like a pop can.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell's making this buzzing noise. Is it that thing?
this?
Something is. I don't know. We're getting interference from something. Maybe it's my phone. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know if hopefully y'all can't hear that buzzing out there. But anyway, Saturday night, what are y'all doing out there? Sound off. What's happening? Roll call here. What are we into tonight? You guys sitting around being some lames like us? Or are you out there getting after it?
Whooping and hollering
out
it
there
up.
doing fireball shots and carrying on. Hopefully some of you out there seeing some live music or something. I don't know. Doing something. But there's not much to do around here anymore. We pretty much live in a ghost town.
Yeah.
Until I guess maybe like next month, once Yellowstone Park opens up, then we get all the Griswolds. And that's always fun. And you know what? Here's a word of advice to any of you dudes out there that come out here to visit. Okay, don't be buying those cowboy hats out there off the trailers on the West Strip, and don't be walking around with blue jeans on that have designs on the back pocket.
No, those are for
Don't do
women.
that. Yeah, and ladies, if you got a boyfriend that's got things on his back pocket, you ain't got a boyfriend. You got a girlfriend.
Other than like the Levi's.
Levi's or the Wrangler, yeah.
The Wrangler, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, my Levi's have a little whatever that looks like a
Little V thing.
looks like the stick figure, version of a bird,
Yeah.
of a seagull, which I don't know what that's all about. I guess they got to put something on there. I don't know why though. Remember rustler pants back in the day? Did you ever wear them rustlers?
I sure did.
Did you ever have McGregor shoes?
I feel like I probably did.
Yeah, we had that. It was Kmart.
Yeah.
McGregor. God, I remember they had some that were like brown. And we all, as kids, we all thought those were the cactus-proof ones.
Oh, yeah.
Till you go out and step in a cactus with them on. And back when they first came out with Velcro.
I hate cactus.
I hate Velcro. Parents had to have loved Velcro shoes when they came out, though.
No more having to tie it.
Yeah. Oh, God. What a nightmare. I'm so glad I don't have to tie any shoes anymore. Snowboard boots, worst. The worst. Sitting there trying to get geared up to go out and then, get a kid over there snotty and upset. You go, hey, you want me to tie your boots up for you? I get them. Ready to go. You look over, kids all wound up in shoelace and shit, crying. It's like, oh. All right, come here. We're going to miss first chair now. Oh, man. Good old Velcro. And I'm still fighting it. All my remotes here at the table are Velcroed on, and they all fall off all the time. Crash, bang, boom.
Yeah. Yeah. For somebody who hates Velcro, you sure you have a lot of it.
How else are you going to stick stuff to things? I mean, frogs?
Yeah.
What was that? You ever see UHF?
Yeah, sure did.
What was the guy's name that had the wildlife show where he licked the turtle?
The turtle and stuck it
Yeah,
to
he's
the
like,
ceiling.
badgers? Badgers?
Yeah.
We don't need no stinking badgers.
With Weird Al.
What was that guy's name? Was it Ronaldo or? Oh God, it was something with an R.
Yeah. I don't remember.
He's like,
It's been such a long
turtles
time.
are the world's suction cup. He licks the thing and
Sticks it up to the ceiling.
I'd probably get a copyright infringement if I played that.
Probably.
Now I gotta know though. Now I have to know what the guy's name was. Was it? It was with an R. UHF, and we'll just go Badgers. That should come up, right? Stanley Spadowski, back before Kramer was Raoul. That's it. Raoul's Wild Kingdom. We can play the audio from it though, I think. Can't we?
I don't know. Yeah.
Hey man, this is Raul Hernandez and welcome to Raul's Wild Kingdom. Coming to you live from my apartment. How about that, huh? Okay, first thing we're gonna do today
This is the
check
first
out the
podcast.
wonderful world of turtles.
Yeah.
The Wonderful World of Turtles.
This is my friend Tommy. Tommy, say hello to the nice people. Hello. Ha! Isn't he great, huh? Okay, so the turtle is a member of the reptile family, and he's got this hard protective shell, which keeps predators away, also provides him with his own home when he sleeps. Oh, and he's got this tiny, teeny
animals
little
in the
leg,
drawers and
which
shit.
makes him move real slow. Oh, and not too many people know this, but the turtle
not a penguin
is
back there.
also nature's suction cup.
Nature's
Watch
suction
this.
cup. I think it's a monkey.
Did you see that?
Oh,
It sticks. Huh? Okay. Oh yeah. What else I got for you? Yeah. Check this out.
Oh, it throws a poodle out the window.
This is my ant farm. You know, ants are amazing. They can carry 50 times their own weight, and they work for weeks and weeks building these intricate little tunnels. And oh yeah, they hate it when you do this.
Oh God.
Oh look!
They're really mad now.
Where did you find this guy?
Me? I thought you hired him.
For those of you just joining us, today we're teaching poodles how to fly. Come here, Foofy. Foofy, are you psyched? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Get ready and fly! Oh man.
Oh man.
You know, sometimes it takes them a little longer to learn how to do it right. Okay, come on. Sit up. Hey, who's next?
Oh God. Oh God. Does he throw another one?
Ah, Gigi.
There's a whole pile
Oh,
of them.
man.
Oh man.
Hey, Stanley.
Oh God.
Yeah?
Oh, what a great movie.
Yeah.
I make references to that movie all the time. That's one of them. People look at me and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's one of those
like-
movies that
It's like, come on, man. You don't know UHF? Stanley's his whole spiel he does about life is like a mop.
yeah.
Sometimes these floors are dirty as hell, and you got to get down there with a toothbrush.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he says sometimes you got to stand up and say, "These floors are dirty as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." Stanley's playhouse where he hoses the kid. Hey kids, who wants to drink from the fire hose? Oh man, the good old days. Oh, then there's that. Yeah, the one where the shop teacher's cutting his fingers off, and he says, "Call me Mr. Butterfingers." Well, speaking of China, here we got details inside Hunter's multi-million-dollar Chinese government deal. That's been all over the place, and it's kind of funny to see the different points of view on old Hunty. Old Hunty. If you guys want to see something funny, watch Kyle Dunnigan. He does some pretty awesome parodies
Yeah.
of Joe Biden, and he's got he calls him Benifer. He's got Ben Shapiro as like his assistant, and you know they do a great impersonation of OAC and Hunter. Who else has he had on there? They do one where they're in the Star Trek.
Oh yeah. I didn't.
And
see
my
that.
Michael Jackson, like the ghost of Michael Jackson, comes on the Enterprise and like he wants to play with them. So he's like showing up in like they got Pete Davidson on there too.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, check that out. Give Dunnigan a little shout out, I guess. He's a pretty funny dude.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Anyway, yeah. So who knows what's going to happen with this Hunter? I mean, things are a mess. The Biden, we always come back to Biden, but hey, that's what it's all going around right now. Inflation just keeps going up. Fuel prices keep going up. And now we're at a place where now the oil companies are starting to come in and gouge,
Yeah.
And I was trying to I'm looking into why we were sending 3 million barrels a day out. Well, that's the oil producers because they're getting such a better, they're making even more off of it over in Europe than Asia. So they're saying, screw the American people, $7 a gallon's not enough. We're going to fucking ship it over there to, China. And I mean, Putin's already made a deal with China, though. I mean, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, he made it so if you're buying Russian petrol, you got to pay for it with a ruble. I mean, our sanctions kind of fucked up their money system a little bit, but he just said, well, screw you then. Unless you pay with a ruble, then, we're going off the petrodollar. I mean, why wouldn't he? I mean, that's how people die, though. I mean, you look at Gaddafi in Libya. Mm-hmm. That's why they took him out. I mean, he was an evil dictator, but the bottom line is that he wanted to, he had intentions of starting his own currency that was actually gold-backed.
Yeah.
And we weren't having that. It didn't matter. It's always so funny because as a country, we always act like we're out there making the world free for democracy.
Right. Team America, world police.
It's funny how though every single time one of these things goes on, there always seems to be oil involved in it. Always seems to be oil.
Yep. It all kind of that's the common denominator.
Syria, Afghanistan. Afghanistan was lithium as well. Now that's the other thing too. They're saying in 2030 in Washington State it's going to be illegal to drive a gas vehicle. So what happens if you're visiting from out of state? Does that mean you can't drive into Washington State with a gasser or a diesel? What are they going to do? Are they going to have? Are you going to get turned away? Are they going to have a check station at every single road that crosses a border from Oregon or Idaho?
Or Canada,
or Canuckians, yeah. What are the Canuckians going? They'll probably be riding around on
horses.
Who knows? Justin Trudeau's. Who knows what that guy's going to come up with? He's a weirdo.
Yeah,
he's spooky. He that dude's like in his 50s too.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. He looks like. He acts like he acts like a toddler, but. The way he speaks, what a weirdo. I know Canadians don't much care for him, I don't think. None of the Canadians I know do, anyhow. But, what are they going to do? How are they going to, is it going to be like when you go into California?
With the fruit?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So what are they going to do? Just going to turn you around? Because, part of our rights in this country is the right to be able to travel.
Right.
The right to go from state to state to go wherever we want to in this country. That's part of the thing, the other thing.
Maybe there'll be a travel visa.
You could get a
gas
certain
visa.
amount of time, but where are you going to get fuel?
No, that's a good point.
Because if you're driving from say Wyoming to Seattle, you got a long stretch. Just from Spokane, it's a 5-hour drive to Seattle. And it's like a couple hours. It's not that far, I guess, once you get in there to get to Spokane. It's like under an hour. But still, it's a long stretch across the I-90. And then you get to Seattle. It's just unfeasible. It's not even a tenable thing. And what are we going to do? We're going to quit making plastics? Almost everything that, your shoes, my boots, everything, petroleum.
Yeah.
I'm looking at guitars, cameras, pens, ink. Who knows? Pen ink. I don't know where that shit comes from. It's probably got petroleum in it.
The pen casing does.
Sure, it does. Anything plastic does.
Yeah.
Almost everything does. And then it takes petroleum to get it places. What are we going to have electric jets? Have they come up with that yet?
I don't know.
How are those Tesla shits flying around in outer space? They're launching them with fuel.
Oh yeah,
I've seen them bring them back in.
Is that
Yeah.
SpaceX?
Yeah, I've seen them bring them back in. They've definitely got, those are combustion engines of some sort. They damn sure aren't taking off and coming back in through the atmosphere with electricity. It's interesting how they think that this is all going to work out. And what's crazy is that this started out as the Biden administration, shutting everything down with oil production, but now it's turned in, it's morphing into different things now, with the oil companies realizing that they can, they can make this money, and that's the thing is like oil companies, they're always going to find a way to make that money,
Mm-hmm.
and there's never enough. It's greed, man. It's just crazy. It's like, when are these people ever going to get to a point when when is it enough? Like how many billions do you need? How many millions do you need?
Yeah.
I mean, when is it enough? When is it like, hey, okay, enough? I mean, like I was saying, the 700 richest people in this country came up like 54% during the whole Rona thing.
Yeah.
I mean, while the rest of us are just, what is that? Is that an electric?
It's an electric, all electric passenger airplane
Wow.
called
Doesn't look like-
Alice.
not many passengers. Look at those little wings on that thing. Is that a real deal or is that just
I mean, it's on CNN, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it could be a Lego. That's just probably just a prototype
20 to 40 years.
before they actually come out with it.
And they're looking to 20 to 40 passengers in 7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what happens in 7 to 10 years? Every time that they come up with this bullshit. I mean, they were trying to do this shit in Los Angeles, with some kind of a like a high speed rail,
Mm-hmm.
and they just keep pushing it back. It's billions and billions and billions over budget. The time keeps getting pushed back, and they're just dumping. And then that Gavin Newsom came out the other day with his brilliant genius plan. And for every registered vehicle, you're going to get a $400 check from the state. But it's only up to 2 vehicles. So if I lived in California, then I would get, well, just for 2 vehicles, I'd get $800. But then you've got families that are wealthy. Say the husband has 2 vehicles, the wife has 2 vehicles, and the little snot-nosed rich kid's got 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
They'll get $400 a piece. And they're the people that really don't give a shit. And then you've got like elderly, right? Or people that take public transit that are paying through the roof for groceries and utilities. And I mean, I can't even imagine, like California, I mean, the sales tax, I think you're up over 10%.
Yeah, last time I was there, I think it was like 9.6
Yeah.
or something, but it's been,
So, but then those
Years.
people, if they don't have, there's a lot of people that don't have vehicles.
yeah.
And then they're going to give people, even people with like a Tesla or an electric car, they're going to give them the $400 too. Like if you got a Tesla, you're going to get $400, even though your vehicle doesn't take gasoline.
Huh.
And the whole idea was to try and, give relief to the people at the pump. Well, I'll tell you what, $400 for me today doesn't do shit. That gives me 2 tanks of fuel.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, and we're not getting $400, and 400 in California at $7 a gallon. I might get a tank and a half of fuel out there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see what the prices were today, but we were at 5 yesterday.
You said you got 38 gallon tank?
Yeah, 38 gallon tank. I can get like 660 miles out of a tank of fuel.
Yeah. $266 to fill up.
Yeah. I know. I talked to my buddy
That's
Chris. What's up, Chris? If you're listening, how you doing, man? Hope all's good. What's up, JJ? Chris told me it cost him over $200 to fill up his diesel the other day. This was actually like maybe a week or 2 ago, so it's probably worse now. And they're talking. It's just crazy. And then we got the new Jen Psaki. Did you see new Jen Psaki?
I sure did.
I mean, they literally must have cloned her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not as flamboyant, but they certainly did groom her to be the new Jen Psaki.
Yeah. What's her name?
I'll have to look it up. Something Kate. It's not Kate Beckinsdale. I looked her up earlier. I can't remember. New White House press secretary, but she is. I mean, she says the same exact things. I don't know if she. I don't know if she's no, I think she's it. She's like 40 years old. She doesn't look like it. Jen Psaki's going to MSDNC. That'll be great to get to see. You know, all you that watch that MSDNC, you'll be getting to see your favorite Psaki on there. Peppermint Patty going to MSDNC. Yeah, that's really, yeah, that's just going to be great, huh? Where is this new one? She does the exact same, everything, the same mannerisms. I guess, I don't know, did you find her on there?
No.
It actually was difficult for me to look up today. Press conference today. I know she was on there today. She was on there yesterday too. And they're also, did you guys know that they do the press conferences at it's not even in the White House? Here we go. Here she is. Oh, that's a nice sound. That's lovely. Huh. This is coming from CNN. This is some really good stuff here. I mean, you would expect something like this from me. Look at this. That's just a lovely sound.
How long is that going to go on for?
Not much longer. I don't know. Did they delete this or what? Is this how they're starting it off now? Oh, where's she coming on? We got nobody up there. We got no. Oh. Here we go. Who's that guy?
Looks like Weird Al.
Fucking Shrek. Look at the fucking forehead on that dude. That ain't even a 5 head. I mean, look at that thing.
I tweeted out.
Oh, he tweeted.
It's my caption.
He looks real.
Every
He's
champion.
wearing like his grief. You know, this is all a phony setup. They were showing it earlier.
Stephanie Grisham.
I don't think that's her name. No, it's Kate something. It's Kate or
Kaylee.
Karen. No, it's not Kaylee McEnany. That was Trump's White House press secretary after Sarah Huckabee Sanders left. 4 days, 1 day. Okay, Psaki, from what I understand, is gone. Or she's on vacation and they're bringing this one out. I was hoping that they might introduce her here, but this looks like we're just going to get to sit here and watch. You got some of them masked up, some of them not. Let's see. Look at how long this. Oh, here we go. What do we got? We got action. Maybe. They're all giggling and laughing. It's just so exciting. There she is. This is new. Nope. Oh, she was there and then she's gone. Ladies and gentlemen, new Jen Psaki. So this is all like a different. This is like a staged area. This is not like in the White House.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
And then when they do the ones, here she comes. Look at that. Took her wardrobe. Look.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hi.
So today we have a very special guest, a friend of the briefing room, returning today. You all know National Economic Council Director Brian Deese. Brian is joining us to give some brief comments and answer some questions on the president's actions today to respond to Putin's price hike by increasing the supply of oil and achieving lasting American energy independence. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian, who's going to make some comments, and then we'll take some of your questions.
Oh, God, this guy.
Thank you, Kate. It's fun to say thank you, Kate.
Yeah, Kate.
So I just wanted to give a little bit of additional background on a couple of the elements of what the president announced today, and then happy to take your questions. The first is on the release of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. As you all just heard from the president, he today authorized the largest release from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve in American history, 1 million barrels a day for 6 months. And I just want to give you a little bit of context. First, the Strategic Petroleum Reserve itself is our national asset to deal with emergency supply disruptions in energy markets. There's currently 568 million barrels in the
the
reserve,
target that you
which
work
is
for,
actually in
shutting
4
down the oil
locations
industry?
across southern Louisiana and Texas.
Oh.
And the president authorized this reserve under his extraordinary emergency powers
His
associated with
extraordinary
supply
emergency
disruptions, which we have
like
seen
that term.
in the market are associated with Putin's unjustified actions and the reaction from the United States and allies in the world in no longer purchasing Russian oil. The scale of the
and who's
release is
suffering from that?
unprecedented, so 1 million barrels a day. And
Let's think about that, people. Who's taking the brunt of this? Not, I mean, we shouldn't have even been buying oil from Russia in the first place.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No.
We weren't. Previous to potato taking over, we were just we were exporting.
Yeah.
We were good. We had the Keystone Pipeline set up. That thing was going to get going. I mean, and the whole thing too is that, but some of the homework I've been doing and the things that I've seen, I've always had the argument, and we talked about this a little bit last night, but this whole connotation of fossil fuels.
Right.
It's not fossil fuels. And I'm going to stop calling it fossil fuels because that's not what it is. That's not what oil is. It's carbon. And it's way the fuck down there. And scientists are coming out and saying that, they're starting to do studies on it. And I've asked this question my whole life. But they're finding that places that have been abandoned are actually naturally filling back up with oil. Where's it come from? I don't know. I don't know what's down there in the center of the earth. I don't think anybody does. We have these speculations. Well, the earth has a core. It's got that
molten core.
How do we know? Who knows? No one's been down there.
No.
It's speculation. Most of science is speculation. It's hypotheses, it's theories. And then our dumbasses kind of half-ass back it up. But how many times are we wrong about science?
Constantly.
And we're willing to go to the mat for it. Like you got a guy like Fauci comes out. He's Tony Science. Guy's got the audacity to say he's science. He represents science. And he was wrong every step of the way.
Whatever happened to that guy?
He's still around. He came out. His Weasley ass came out the other day and said something about, well, we can't get too comfortable because we might have to go back to some restrictions. And they had the press had asked him. They said, well, now that we're on the downside of this thing, because he's another geriatric mushhead. He's 80 something, I think, isn't he?
I don't know.
I think he's 81 or some shit. He's been around he's like Dirt Reynolds.
Dirt Reynolds.
I mean, we've got nothing but a bunch of geriatric mushheads that, they're still listening to fucking record players and shit, watching the Andy Griffith show. Their favorite TV station is TV Land. Watching Leave It to Beaver. Warden June. Eddie Haskell. Whatever happened to Eddie Haskell? He was a rapscallion, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder whatever happened to all those. June and Ward have got to be gone, but I wonder if Jerry Mathers and Wally, Tony Dow, that was his name. And then Eddie Haskell was Eddie Haskell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Eddie Haskell was actually Eddie Haskell.
That was the actor's
That was
real
his
name.
real name, yeah.
Really?
So he played himself on TV. That was probably the first time. Did Tony Danza play Tony Danza and Who's the Boss, or what was his name? Was he Tony Danza in that show?
He was Tony.
Right.
But
Because I don't think he was smart enough to, think of himself as being any other name.
Yeah.
It was like the episode of The Simpsons where they're trying to put him in like witness protection or whatever, and they're trying to get Homer to become like Homer Thompson instead of Homer.
81 years old.
80. Yep, I was right. 81.
Yeah.
Pelosi, she's also 80, 81. Slow-mo Biden is 79. Good grief. And I mean, Jesus Christ. Just terrible. These are the people. These are the people. This is why democracy doesn't work, people. This is why democracy doesn't work. Look, we got Potato Head up here. I mean, they're all potato heads. I mean, where did this guy get that ensemble? Look at that. That is a... What would they call that that print on a shirt like that?
I have no idea.
How much you want to bet that that's all just one piece with a clip-on tie? Look at his tie knot. I'm just going to put this guy back up here again. Look at this guy is disheveled, man. He should not be up at the podium at the White House.
Well, he's not.
Right. The faux White House.
Fake White House, yeah.
Look at this guy. Look at that tie knot.
The duration is also unprecedented, 6 months. The duration was really designed and calibrated to operate as a bridge, a medium-term bridge, to the period where we anticipate and expect U.S. production to come back online. The most estimates based on commitments by companies are that we will see an additional 1 million barrels a day from U.S. industry by about the end of the third quarter of this year. So the time period operates as a bridge until then. And the amount, 1 million barrels today, is unprecedented but feasible based on the technical capabilities of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve itself. We also know there is significant demand in the market. We are operating in a supply-constrained market. That is.
And why is that? I mean, a million barrels a day. We're 20.6 million barrels of oil a day is the average in the United States.
That's a lot of oil.
And so for 6 months, we're going to peel out a million barrels a day out of our reserves that Trump had put aside for a rainy day, not an absolute clusterfuck. I mean, we should still be sitting on that. We should still be adding to it.
Yeah.
So what 1 million barrels a day doesn't do anything.
It's just a drop in the bucket.
That's 1/20th of our daily.
That's a nickel.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nothing.
Sometimes people don't even pick up nickels when they find them on the ground.
I don't.
Same.
I don't even pick up dimes. Hell, I throw quarters around. Change is dumb.
Change is dumb.
When are they going to get rid of change?
When's Canada going to get rid of change?
Does Canada have change?
Yeah, they got change. Like they got loonies and toonies, which are $1 and $2 coins.
Yeah, I don't. It's been so long since I've been to Canada. I don't remember.
Well, it's going to be.
I think the last time
until you go.
I'm not ever going to go again.
I know.
Last time I went was to go to a Pearl Jam show back in 03, 04.
Wow.
That was back when you could stop too. We'd go over the border and you'd pull over on the side, and they had an exchange right there. And that was back when it was worth a lot, their money was worth a lot more. Well, ours was worth a lot more. You get more Canuckian dollars.
Right.
Like a lot more.
They have the duty-free store.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. That wasn't bad. Going up there. Vancouver's kind of a nice city. Well, it's not too nice anymore. It's got some pretty nasty, dirty places. I mean, I think that I don't know. If they didn't have legal prostitution, they looked the other way. I can tell you that much. Because I know we were standing downtown, and there's some shady shit going on down there. Now they got the big problems. So they got a lot of fentanyl and shit going on.
Sure.
I mean, it's hit them just like it has here, and it's going to get worse here. I mean, it's not going to get better. I mean, once they dump Title 42 and just open it up and just free for all.
Yeah.
I mean, and then they're going to take the doctors from the VA, the medical staff from the VAs, and take them down there to give the jabs to the, to the migrants that are coming across the border by the thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, it's like an average of like 2,500 a day. And those are the apprehensions. So that, like I said, it's 1 out of 3. So
yeah, so there's 5,000 If there's 2,500 a day getting caught, there's 5,000
Yeah.
getting away with it.
Yeah, 7,500 are coming over, 2,500 getting caught, and 5,000 are just going sheep. And then some of them, they're just putting on planes in the middle of the night and just flying them into communities without even letting, local government, state government, anybody know.
You think that's happened here?
I wouldn't doubt it. I've not heard any planes come in late at night.
No.
But because typically, I'm pretty much right in the flight path. I usually hear the one come in like around 11 or whatever time is the last one, and it stays overnight. It doesn't mean it hasn't happened, though. I mean, I don't, being in here with headphones on and stuff at night,
Yeah.
But, I mean, there was a video of Westchester, New York, I believe was where it was at. And it was a smaller airport. And so they'd brought in a whole plane. And I don't know if they were the pilots or people working but it was much like the airport here, right? They don't have a control tower.
Right.
So there's, when the late night flight comes in, or any flight in the evening that comes in after dark, the plane they have a remote control for the lights on the runway.
Okay.
And there's no radar here.
Right.
That's why it's one of the 5 most difficult airports to land in, because when they go down the Powell Highway and then they have to loop around and make that approach from the north, like when they go over the Powell Highway right there, they get hit with what they call wind shear. That's why a lot of times you come in and they teach those pilots to come in kind of like this. They kind of list into it, I'm sorry. So they're going like this, and then so they hit with the front, the front tire, and then on the right side of the plane they hit with that, and it kind of skids and straightens itself out. And it's kind of rough if you don't know what's going on, but
Yeah, I remember my first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it scared me.
Yeah. That was funny. It was a few years back. I was coming in, and there was a family from somewhere. They sounded like they were from Chicago or something, but we were coming in, and it was a snowstorm. And so we'd gone north, circled around. You couldn't see anything. I just knew the route because, at the time I was flying like every weekend. And I'm looking out the window. And on those planes, you got one seat on one side, then 2 on the other.
Right.
And these kids are freaking out. And the mom and dad are like, oh, it'll be fine. They have radar. We're going to land. It's going to be just fine. And I'm sitting there listening to them. And we start going, we start getting close. And I look at him and I go, guess what? I said, it's line of sight. I said, I can see the lights of the runway right now because you could see them. You could see the lights, but you couldn't see, you couldn't make out the definition of the runway.
Right.
And I said, it's line of sight. I said, if we get close enough here and the pilot can't see the runway, I said, we are going straight up. And I said, we'll circle and we'll try it again. I said, this plane has enough fuel to do 4 approaches, and then we either have to go back to Denver or we got to go to Billings or Bozeman because they don't fill those planes up.
Right.
They leave Denver in the wintertime. The United flights leave Denver and they don't have a full, they don't take on a full load of fuel.
Sure.
They take on just enough to do that many approaches, and then they got to redirect. So they got to make the decision. And sometimes you go down and it's just, you just straight back up. That night, I think we did the 4 approaches, and then we went back to Denver, and then we sat there and we tried it again. Same thing. Back we went. That's not a fun night.
That makes for a long night.
Yeah, I know. And I was sitting there going, God, I should have just rented a car. But then you do that and you get stuck down there on the 25 and,
Yeah.
that turns into some nasty stuff down there, man.
Sure, between,
Out there outside of Cheyenne.
Yeah, between Cheyenne and
Douglas and Wheatland.
Chugwater.
Yeah. Oh, God. Mark Musser took some video a few years back, and he was northbound, and there was a pile up southbound, and he had pulled over because the weather was so bad. So he got off the side, and he was taking video with his phone. And he's sitting there going, oh, my God, look at these truckers are just coming in, just barreling into the ass end of each other. They're not slowing down. You've got passenger vehicles in between these trucks. People are just getting squished. Those guys have radios. They know what's up. If you're in one of those trucks and you're, You know, I mean, aren't those guys on there? They just were like, they didn't even care.
Huh.
I mean,
Like lemmings.
Yeah, and people are trying to pull off the road, and these guys are just cruising and just smashing into the back of each other.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. It was the craziest video. I wish I could pull that up. There's probably videos of some of those accidents down there get crazy. And those truckers, I mean, it's like they don't care. They have radios. They've got to be able to say, hey, look, mile marker, such, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, get off the fucking road.
Yeah.
But they were just, I mean, just barreling in. And you'd see people, like, people were pulling off, and these trucks that are hitting, they're careening, and they're smashing into people that are off the road. I mean, it's crazy. It's treacherous, man. Traveling in Wyoming in the wintertime is definitely it's a whole different sport. I mean, it gets bad down there. I mean, hence the snow fence. Let's see if we can find a video of this. What do I say? Winter pileups?
There you go.
In colon, in uterus. What? Yeah, I mean, okay, this is, that's in Iowa.
It's I-80 too.
And
I-80 is bad.
Oh, yeah. Treacherous car pileup in Wyoming blizzard. This is 2000. Okay, there's, this one's crazy.
Oh.
Just smash. Watch them just come into each other, too. The next one's going to come down, and not even going to slow down. Look at this. Look at that. Look how fast he's just doing full wham. Look at this. This guy's at least trying to hit the brakes. You see the smoke coming. He's got the jet. Here comes another one. All an ass. Wham. Here's another one. Look how fast these guys are going. I mean, they're just smashing it up, man. Look at this poor guy with the trailer. He's gonna get crushed. Watch. He's trying to get out. He's trying to get off the side of the road. He just made the most intelligent decision that he could. Look at this other car. Look at that.
Slow down.
Oh my God. Look at this. Look how fast this FedEx is going in. Look at this. Yeah. Bam. I mean, look at this. Look at that guy there. This is insane. Look at this guy. Right next to each other. Fucking morons. You have got to be shitting me that these guys are not getting, that there's not some kind of shit going on the CB radio saying, hey, dumb shits. Look at this. Side by side. Look how they just keep piling up. All those cars, watch those. Oh, God. It's going to back all the way up. I guarantee it. I don't know how long this video goes, but it's not too much longer. About another 20 seconds. Look at that guy slowed down at least. This guy's sliding sideways. This dude's going to hit the side of him. This guy's coming in. He's in the ditch. I mean, can you imagine what it takes to clean this fucking mess up when this is all said and done? Look at the guy in the van up there. I mean, that shit is off the chain, dude. That's what we have to deal with out here, folks.
Yeah.
That's Wyoming for you right there in the wintertime.
Huh.
I mean, that's just, to me, I don't see any excuse for that.
I remember one time I was driving down the road and a semi truck swerves and it takes off my mirror, my passenger side mirror. Scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I almost had that happen to me. This was in 2014, I think. I was driving. I had rented a car and I was going out to Seattle for my first Widespread Panic concert after I got out of prison. And I was in this like Toyota, and it was March. It was right around my birthday. And I'm going, it's 4th of July, going over the 4th of July pass.
Oh yeah.
And I'm passing a semi, and it's kind of slushy. It's it's kind of sketchy. And as I'm going around him, I'm on the speakerphone with my Sherwin-Williams rep, and there's the concrete barrier in the median, right up there on the top of that pass.
Mm-hmm.
And this truck that I'm passing, all of a sudden he just goes, right into my lane.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I got it. I stomped on the accelerator on that stupid Toyota, and somehow, and I don't know how he didn't take my mirror off.
Yeah, that scared the shit.
And I'm talking to Levi on my Sherwin rep, and I'm like, oh shit. And I can hear him going, dude, and whew.
Yeah.
I just stomped on it, and I got past him, and he went all the way, and he slammed into the median. I don't know if he blew a tire, but it scared the hell out of me, man.
Yeah, it's frightening.
When you're in a little car like that, you're done.
Yeah, I was in a 99 Toyota Camry.
Oh yeah, they hit you too, and those back tires of that trailer. You get sucked into that thing, they're gonna go right over the top of you, and you're just mushed.
Yep.
And just to see that, that's completely. I'm not saying I'll say something bad about those truckers. I can tell you that much. Truckers in general, maybe not, but but truckers do some stupid shit out there on the road too in bad weather, because they can drive like that shit. They've got that big ass vehicle, and they get here's another one here. It's just crazy. These things are nuts. Is this from a truck, or is this from a passenger vehicle? That's a hazard light, so it's got to be a passenger vehicle. It's kind of out there. Look how nasty that is. Oh, look at this guy. He's going to pass. Oh, we've come to a stop now, huh? Oh, it looked like a stop, didn't it? Boy, you can't even see the road. Look at that. It's just glare ice. This guy's going to go out of control over here in that left lane, isn't he? Now this dude's going to get up on him and go past him. Is that what he's going to do? See, this is stupidity. These dumb motherfuckers need to get over there.
Josh!
Oh, here we go.
Josh! Hold on! Hold on!
So he had a guy in the back. So they were doing this stuff is crazy, man. Look
Hello,
at that
everybody.
mangled
Welcome
up
to the
shit.
channel where I focus on breaking news, public interest stories in Wyoming and around the nation.
Look at
If
that.
you like what you see in this video, make sure to hit the subscribe
what you
button.
see, I don't know
Click
how
the
you
bell
like
for all
that.
the new video and community post notifications. Also, be sure to give me a thumbs
thing
up
is,
because it
you
really
come
helps
to a
my
stop
channel
and
grow
look
and be
at
seen.
this guy.
I appreciate all of your
Look at that
support.
guy.
As many of you have been following this I-80 pileup
that
in
man,
Wyoming that
shit.
happened on March 1st, I have been gathering some footage from around the web and news articles, and I'm going to give my independent review of what I think happened here. I've been receiving a lot of comments saying dumb truck drivers, they should have had CBs, they're driving too fast for road conditions, and some of those are all valid points, and I don't want to make anybody mad. Everybody, there's accidents, there's weather-related accidents, there are some bad drivers out there, guys, but I'm going to give my independent review, so don't click off this video, listen to what I have to say, and again, let's get started with this. So let's start from the beginning. Wyoming Highway Patrol has released information as of Thursday, March 5th, that on March 1st, there was multiple pileups on I-80 westbound and eastbound.
Oh, this is on I-80.
Initial reports said up to 100 vehicles, and it was one crash, but actually it was 3 separate crashes. These were all in between the area of Wamsutter and Rawlins on I-80. According to Wyoming Highway Patrol, troopers were dispatched to milepost 184 in the westbound lanes for a crash, roughly 30 vehicles, mostly commercial. Secondary crashes
think.
involving 25 vehicles occurred in front of the crash and within stopped traffic.
We didn't get to go
3
outside.
fatalities were
That
confirmed.
much.
A crash on the eastbound side of I-80 around milepost 181 consisted of approximately 40 vehicles.
During the summer,
Those had no serious injuries and no fatalities.
but
They said no fatalities. How is there no? Look at that thing. That
One of the
just-
fatalities was a Marshall,
yeah.
Michigan
The sun
resident
can't
when
get
she was
moved over.
struck by a commercial vehicle, and the other 2 were identified. One resident out of Denton,
You know, and this
Texas,
could-
and
I mean,
another one
we're
out of
just in the first part
Hampton,
of April
Georgia,
right now.
both
There could be
commercial
another-
vehicles.
There will be another huge snowstorm.
This was filmed from the eastbound lane. You can see a couple passerbys were actually going across the median to help some truck drivers.
snowing up
That is a
north.
very, very bad idea. You can
That's why I
see
didn't go out
one
on my
truck
dirt bike.
ran right underneath a semi-trailer sticking up in the air. It's a very dangerous situation right here, guys. Now let's do a little more recap.
They should call. They should call.
No, we almost crashed.
Instead of filming it, get on the phone. I mean,
God damn. Oh my god. Oh my god.
then they get smashed into, and that's the thing. You
So
might
without
be
the
able to slow down
audio,
and stop, but you're gonna
what I
get
want to
mashed.
address is there was music playing. I did not hear a CB radio. There was no other warning for other drivers, and I didn't hear any blinkers or flashers going. Another thing I'd like to point out is you can see some orange pylons, barriers scattered around the road there. This is actually real speed right here, but I'll slow it down right here.
Can you imagine how long
I
it
put
takes
this at
to clean that
25
fucking mess
speed,
up?
quarter speed.
Can you imagine if you
And
own a
you're gonna
tow company,
see
how much
some
money you make off that deal?
Wooden barriers smashed, laying on the ground. I had some comments, why didn't they close the road? Well, it does appear that they were closing the road. You're actually going to see a sign for the off-ramp that says 35 miles an hour real quick here, right there, that yellow sign. And also what appears to be a highway truck right
shut the
there.
road down behind you.
Right.
I mean, that happened to me before.
Yeah.
So under this review, this was right at milepost 184, and I bet they were shutting down the road because when you
Look
see
at
the
all that
highway
snow.
vehicle, it was spun around. I bet that initial
that road, actually,
semi-driver
that
hit that
happened where they were
highway
shutting the
vehicle
road
because
down
he
behind
couldn't
me.
stop.
We had that happen one night going over Snoqualmie Pass in Washington. We were the last vehicle through. We had Chris's truck all loaded up. Chris, if you're listening, I know you remember this. We were going out to Yakima, Washington to do a job. And we're going up over Snoqualmie, and it was just dumping. And we were like, we didn't think we were going to make it through. I mean, we had all our pump jacks and all the siding and everything. I mean, the truck was just loaded. And we made it through. We were the last vehicle through before they put down, I mean, I remember one night going over that thing, and I was in my old Nissan Pathfinder, and it was dumping. And me and my buddy Zach were going to Missoula for New Year's Eve, and going up over Snoqualmie, and this snowplow passes us with the plow down.
Huh. Scary.
Right? So he had the plow set, so he's pushing snow off to his right side. We're in the right lane. I'm in four-wheel drive. I can't see a goddamn thing. I mean, we're talking at least a foot of snow on the road. He passes us on the left with that blade down, and literally, I thought we were dead. I mean, it just blanketed my vehicle. I mean, I couldn't even, I had to stop. I was worried I was going to get smashed from behind because there was so much snow that came on my windshield. My wipers wouldn't even take it off.
That's crazy.
So I hit the brakes, and I listened for the little rumble strips on the side.
Sure.
And so my passenger side tires went over it, and then my driver's side did. And we jumped out as quick as we could because I was thinking for sure,
something's coming.
Yeah, because you couldn't even see taillights if anybody in front of you was coming down so hard. And we got out and we got the snow off and got back on the road. And I don't know how the hell we made it over the pass that night. I mean, I was so pissed at that fucking snowplow driver though.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even give a shit about us. I mean, if he's going to pass us, he should have at least lifted that blade. He didn't. He did it on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, that was terrifying. But yeah, these guys are nuts. I mean, it's like, what are they, like the dude was saying too, you can hear music playing. There's no CBs. I mean, I mean, to me, that's the first thing I'd be doing if I was up in front of all that haberdashery. You'd be getting on the CB, saying, hey, mile marker, I mean, they all got GPS. They know right where they're at.
Yeah.
Like, slow it down. Get off the road, Get off the next exit. But who knows? These guys are under so much pressure to complete their route to get the shit where it's going.
Yeah, they're so tired.
And, yeah, maybe they just... who knows? They're probably told to just keep it going. They're probably told to just run it and tell you if you get in a wreck, just keep going. I wonder about that. If some of these companies, like if a guy was to do, if their drivers were to do that, just to get off the road, get off an exit, go into the next truck stop, you wonder what would happen. They might lose their jobs. Maybe that's why they're doing this. It could have to do with, the pressures of having to get the load where it's going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Never
Any of you guys out there, I know a few of you cats out there that are long haul truckers. Sound off on this. I'd like to know what the protocol is on that. Any of you guys out there that are truckers, let me know. Also wanted to give a shout out to the Broward County Sheriff's Department down there in Florida. I know you guys have been listening. Shout out to Charlie Caperton. Hope you're well, brother. We've got to get you back on here soon. Hope all's good with you. Appreciate all you guys out there that are listening. Guys and gals. Oh, I don't know if I can even say that anymore because apparently we can't say ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents. We don't know what a woman is. We don't know what a man is.
Just say folks.
Folks. But that might be age discriminatory too. Can we even say people? Because what if they're furries? Are furries people too?
They're weird.
Definitely. This world is weird, brother.
It sure is.
This world has turned so fucking weird, man. I mean, it was weird before, but it's gone. This has gone completely.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call that goofy shit that Four Loko or whatever the hell that goofy booze is?
Four Loko.
Is that what it is? The tall can, the tall can full of caffeine and booze.
Yeah.
Nothing like a wired up drunk.
Yeah.
Jesus, Cremonetti. Yeah, I don't know. We'll be seeing what's going to be happening here, I guess. It's just one thing after another. And I don't think that they can let it end. I think it's got to be, I think we have to have this, it's just the next crisis.
Yep.
Because our minds have to be taken on. Well, most of us don't even have a mind anymore. Let's be honest. Look at where we're at. I mean, our best thinking got us here. I mean, this is like one giant AA meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's the alcoholic's definition of insanity. You just keep doing the same shit over and over and expecting different results. So keep voting, people. Just vote for a Republican next time, and then we'll wait and watch that implode, and then you can vote for a Democrat again.
I think that Albert Einstein was the first person to use that definition of insanity.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I believe you're correct. It was either him or Samuel Clemens. And to those of you out there who don't know who Samuel Clemens is, that was Mark Twain. Since we don't read books anymore.
Mm-mm.
Books. Might not be much for eating at fancy restaurants or book reading. But I do know what love is. No, it's insane, man. It's a crazy world out there, people. But the only thing you can do is try and wise people up, And it's going to be tough. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how we manage to dig ourselves out of this one. I don't know. I mean, we used to be a pull yourself up by your bootstrap type people, but I mean, we were talking about what would happen if something does happen, and with all the energy shit going on, if we were to lose the power grid, what would happen? Is he the one that said it?
He's the one that said it.
Right on. And then Sir Edmund Burke said to the effect of, evil is allowed to happen when good men stand by and do nothing.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
That's kind of where we're at right now. And So, I mean, if that's what you want to do is stand by and do nothing, think nothing. I mean, our freedom of speech is being trampled on. Chris Hedges got taken off of YouTube. Abby Martin got taken off of YouTube. Chris Hedges is, a brilliant individual, and he's seen a lot. I think he had over 500 episodes out there. I don't know how many Abby Martin had, but she's awesome. And the crazy thing is they're both on the left. They're both progressives, and they're getting taken down. So this woke leftist mob, it's not that they're left. They're Marxist, you know. I mean, and it's funny how they use they want to call everybody a sexist or a racist, a misogynist, but yet they are the ones that are intolerant of everyone. If you're a white man, hey, guess what? White men, we're on the chopping block right now because we're probably the most. I mean, although I guess we probably make up the largest demographic of people in the country. But we've been told to shut up and sit down and told that we're racist and that we hate women and that we hate everyone and we're Nazis and, when that isn't the fucking case at all. At least I know I'm none of those things. I love women. I hate fucking Nazis. I can't stand fucking racists,
Right.
I mean, I don't know. To me, it's about not about a race. It's about the human race. I don't give a shit about any of it. Color doesn't matter. It's like, who are you as a person? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You have integrity. Are you an honest person? Are you somebody that can be relied upon? Are you somebody that's going to, I mean, that's the bottom line. It doesn't matter. I mean, skin color doesn't matter. I mean, you change that.
Yeah.
What color am I? Am I a white
Rainbow.
dude? I'm rainbow bright, motherfucker. Does that make me transgender? Because it wasn't rainbow bright. But we don't know what a female is anymore. Anyhow, so if I called rainbow bright a female, then I'd be being sexist, wouldn't I? Was rainbow bright a female? Was, maybe not anymore.
I think so. I don't know. You'd have to ask my little sister.
Did she transition? I don't remember. I just know there was a cartoon. It seemed like Rainbow Brett she had like colored socks or something. Or was that Pippi Longstocking?
They probably both had colored socks.
Well, I know. I think Pippi Longstocking was like red and white. But I think Rainbow Brett had like, rainbow colors. She had like the Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow,
green, indigo,
blue, indigo, violet.
Mm-hmm.
Roy G. Biv. You remember that?
I do.
How many of you kids out there, how many of you youngsters out there know what Roy G. Biv is? I'll bet my kid doesn't know what Roy G. Biv is.
Probably not.
He probably thinks it's some character from fucking Minecraft.
So did the burgers.
He's got that burgers. What's up, burgers? Haven't heard from you in a bit. Got that burgers.
He called me 3 times yesterday.
Did he?
Yeah, I didn't.
What do you want to talk about?
I didn't answer.
Stuff.
Yeah.
About being relevant.
Yeah.
Talking to you, calling you, and asking you about the path to relevancy.
Started out at 6:30 in the morning.
Well, he was making breakfast. He was probably wanting to invite you over for some hot dogs.
Hot dogs and hash browns.
Some hot dogs and some instant mashed potatoes. Bowl of gruel, some cream of wheat and some hot dogs. Hot dog.
Yeah.
Forbidden donut. Oh my God. Good Lord. Shout out Josh Robertson, Heather Robertson, Cameron. Looking forward to seeing you next weekend, cuz we'll be doing some slabs out there on the Traeger. Anybody's welcome to come over except burgers. Unless he brings burgers.
He brings burgers.
He brings burgers everywhere. He's like American Express. He don't leave home without it. I never leave home without my burgers or my American Express card. It's a global currency, that burgers is.
Sure is.
You know, even if the dollar collapses, you got the burgers. You always have some kind of, you know, unit of trade.
Yeah.
Get where you're going.
Backed by the burgers.
Get you a tank of fuel for some burgers. Trade your burgers for some breakfast dogs.
Breakfast dogs.
It's one of my favorite things. I had. That's funny because actually, I'm kind of being, well, I'm not being a hypocrite because I never said I didn't do this, but I had. They weren't hot dogs. They were hot links that I had for breakfast this morning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How were they?
They were good. I put some Famous Dave's rich and sassy barbecue sauce on them. And then I put some of that smoked cheddar that you gave me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thin slice that, put it on there, and melted it on top.
Oh yeah. I bet that was good.
Yeah. It was pretty good.
That explains a lot. You're pretty sassy tonight.
Right. That's what it is. Yeah. I start eating hot links and it gets a little rich and sassy. Get them burgers.
Yeah.
I do have a lot of burger too. I should thaw some out and make some of that burgers. Forbidden burger. Anyway, I don't know where else to go with things here tonight. I think it's probably about time to wrap her up. It was kind of a fun show, I guess.
Yeah.
We didn't really know what we were going to talk about. Most of the time we don't.
Yeah. I never know what I'm talking about.
One of these days we'll get it going to where we can take calls and, you know, get like some kind of a super chat or something going.
That'd be awesome.
But, you know, it's all a work in progress. That's why I hate to be this guy, but please, if you have a chance, just the thumbs up goes such a long ways for us. It really does help. I mean, you know, and I mean, if we can have an influx of, you know, a bunch of people doing that, tell your friends, you know. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. It's not easy. There's a lot of time, and it's not easy to just sit here and talk
and wing it. Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. I'm not saying you got to do anything one way or the other, but if you do, it definitely helps, and it helps perpetuate this thing. I want to be able to bring anybody on. I want to continue to get new gear, new technology, because let's face it, in this, you know, but you know, the way things are going, we might be doing a podcast with smoke signals before too long.
Sure.
Be out in the backyard with a blanket, doing it in Morse code.
Yeah.
Or we might have to resort to using carrier pigeons.
Yeah.
We have to hire Mike Tyson for that. He knows what's up with them pigeons. That was his thing for a long time, man. He was raising those pigeons.
Yeah.
Or do something. Pony Express might come back. Who knows? I mean, it could be a sad deal. I don't know. We have a hard time out here in this area, this neck of the woods during the wintertime if we don't have any energy.
Yeah, it'd be cold.
I mean, and we don't have any fuel to fire up a chainsaw. I mean, we'd be out there with axes.
Yeah.
Chopping down trees. Chopping broccoli. I was wondering about that too, because out where I go on my dirt bike, there's cattle they're free range out there pretty much. And I wonder if it gets bad. You know, I see that happening. It gets bad enough. Yeah. People are going to be out there taking out other people's livestock. Cattle rustling days are going to come back. People will be eating horses.
I was in prison with a guy that did that.
Cattle rustler?
Well, he shot and cut up somebody's cow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He was hungry.
Yeah, he did it right there on their property and all that.
He cut it up right there?
Yep.
Right in front of him?
I don't know if it was in the middle of the night, I think.
See, because I mean, if things got that bad, and if I were to have to resort to that, and if I had fuel in my truck, I would definitely take my trailer out there and the winch. You know?
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
And then winch that thing up in the enclosed trailer, and then, you know,
cut that thing up and get a bunch of salt.
Yeah, pack it in salt.
Yep.
Take it out to the garage, line the garage in plastic.
Be like an episode of Dexter.
Yeah. It would be, but I mean, it's not out of I mean, that's not like out of the picture of something.
No.
I mean, you know, we could be headed for apocalyptic times, especially if nukes start flying and shit like that. I mean, we end up in a, you know, radiation deadfall, and who knows what effect that, you know, a nuclear blast is going to have on, you know, on the geothermal situation, especially where we're at, we're sitting on, basically on top of a cauldron. Nuclear blast, like say, when we had, when Hawaii had those big lava flows a couple years back, they were finding water over there that came from Yellowstone Lake.
Huh.
And so that means that, the Pacific Rim, you got Mount Rainier, you've got Mount St. Helens, you've got Jefferson, Adams, Mount Hood, Baker. That whole Pacific Rim is all, it's all connected.
Yeah.
That's why they're concerned about an earthquake up there could set off all those volcanoes. So not only would you have the big one. I remember when I was there in 2001 and that thing hit, that earthquake. Talk about feeling small. But something like that shakes that shit loose. Yellowstone goes, I guess we'll be lucky because we'll be gone.
Yeah, we won't feel anything.
We'll be like Woody Harrelson in that what was that, 2012?
Yeah.
He's up there yelling. I remember that day that earthquake hit, we were all running out of those buildings, and there was this old guy on our crew named Joe. Old man looked like Santa Claus. He was 3 stories up, painting a window frame out. He had the window wide open. I set my paint pot down, and I was 3 stories up, and I jumped from landing to land. I didn't even take a stare once I realized what was going on. When I looked out the window and thought there was heavy equipment, and I'm looking and I see across the way this pond, it's splashing water out of the pond, and the ground is doing this.
Huh.
And I'm like, whoa, from being from here,
yeah.
I just set that down and I jumped from one landing to the next and sprinted out, looked around for the guys on the crew. They're all out, and then I look up and there's this old man up there in the window, and he's got the window open. He's up there shaking his fist like a grumpy old man. He's like, "Come on, motherfucker, is that all you got?" We're down there yelling, "Joe, get out of that building," And he's just up there. It was like that was his challenge.
Lieutenant Danning it up.
Right, yeah, exactly. I'm not going anywhere. Take me out. That was crazy, man. But then afterwards, guys were just, you looked around, everybody just pretty much sat down on the ground. Guys are lighting up cigarettes, just sitting there, just looking like blank stares.
Now,
cell phones all went out. No terrestrial radio. There wasn't even anything on an emergency broadcast system right after that. Everything was knocked out. It was crazy.
Weird. Yeah.
Makes you feel small. Makes you realize how much you really mean. How quick it can, if Mother Nature's had enough of you,
Yep.
Mother Nature burps and we're gone. And the earth will keep on, like George Carlin said, It's like the earth is going to keep on. It's like we're going to be the ones that get eliminated. Anyway, so on that shiny, happy feeling moment,
yeah.
And sweet dreams, children. And if you're out there tonight and you're carrying on, if you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. Or be good at it. And all things be kind and do no harm. For Mike and Tyler, from the Mike Files, 52 miles east of Jellystone Park, Coyote, Wyoming. Peace out. We're going to take you out with a bong hit and some Tom McDonald. Huh?
Sure.
All right. Hit the like button. Or don't. It's your life.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan, it's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy, there's always someone listening. They're rigging the elections, planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you. The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The
Y'all missing what was written in them pages. That was history they wrote, now you wanna change it. You racist, you hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say's depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I hate white liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. I see through all the illusions, refuse to humor rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise, stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest, test of time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either sail to higher ground or drown in they drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you wanna see, the warrior that we're needing.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom. Do you have that?